Okay, so on to this morning's topic, which came in by suggestion last evening, was from a client who had said, Olive, I'm not going to get to you for my colour boost now for quite some time. We send annual reminders to all of our clients who have had their full step process done with us a year ago, and then annually we send a reminder to say, listen, start thinking about coming to have your annual colour boost, so that your eyebrow microblading doesn't too faded between the time that we have completed the treatment with you the year prior, and that it suddenly sort of, it's fading gradually. That's the way our pigments are designed. They are designed to fade gradually over a year. They are organic pigments, and that is the way that they're designed to go, which gives us great flexibility. So this client emailed us to know, what does she do now because she can't get to us because of the level 3 lockdown. So she was probably due her colour boost in one of these weeks, maybe this month perhaps, or even next month. And with the leaks that were on the Sunday Independent on Sunday just gone, it's alarming me, even though there's been no public announcement, to the fact that it's quite possible that the government are going to say to us that we're going to be closed for a lot longer than we might like. So therefore, how can we help you in educating you in relation to what products you're going to use on your eyebrows while you're waiting for us to reopen, clear the backlog, and clear the people who are already clients of ours. So those of you who have maybe had step 1 or step 2 done with us, and you're waiting to have your step 3, your eyebrows could quite possibly have faded, particularly if you had taken a cautious approach and had asked us not to go too dark in relation to the colour. So it will probably gradually fade. It won't fade away totally, but it will fade away quite significantly. And obviously your pencil and your powders, I'm going to go through those in a second now, are going to be your friend again. You've used them for years, and you've used them for a lot longer before you ever came to me. So pull out, if provided that you didn't throw them into the bin, you were so delighted with the start of the treatment, but pull them out again and start to use your pencil and your powders again, so that you can cover up the fading eyebrow, and it'll give you that vibrancy that you're looking for. So with your pencil, so the shape will be there. It's not going to totally fade off. The shape will be there, the shape that you and I agreed on, so that you will know exactly where to apply your pencil. So I use this pencil here. This is a taupe pencil. This is what I use on blondes. But what I suggest for you is that you get a razor. I have one here. It's an very old one. And I want you to sharpen it so that you end up getting a point. So you can sharpen it here and under here, so that you have a very narrow point. And what that happens, and it's flat, if you can see, so it's sharpened on either side. So you've sharpened it along here, and you've sharpened it along here. So you're left with a very, very narrow little, let's see now if you can see that. So this is what I want you to do. So I'm going to take off my glasses now to show you. So I want you to use the flat side of it to carve the bottom part of the brow out in one swoop. Then from the top of the brow up to the arch, very gently go along the skin there. And from the arch down to the tail. So you meet those 2 points. And then you actually use the very narrow part of it to brush up little hair from the bottom to the top, up as far as the arch, and from the arch to the tail, well, then you can flatten it and give more depth. So you'll recall when I was doing the top part that you only started in the mid part of the body of the brow. So don't bring your pencil along to here, otherwise you'll end up looking like Maureen O'Hara or something like that. Anyway, so you've that this area from here to here with no product. So when you are actually filling in the hair strokes, that you end up getting that soft ombre look here at the start of the brow. So you'll recall when I was doing the top part that you only started in the mid part of the body of the brow. So don't bring your pencil along to here, otherwise you'll end up looking like Maureen O'Hara or something like that. Anyway, so you've left that this area from here to here with no product. So when you are actually filling in the hair strokes, that you end up getting that soft ombre look here at the start of the brow. If you are looking for that natural fluffy look, it'd be better that you don't use the wide fat pencils that have product on them that you twist up, probably as rounded as this, because what will end up happening is that when you're applying the product on, it's very wide, it's very flat, and it delivers too much product, and it'll kind of give you that sharpie look, maybe a kind of a sharpie look. Not a good look anyway. Or alternatively, you can pick these up in any chemist, is this tiny, well, I just twist up some of the product there. Can you see that? Tiny little nibbed pencils that you can twist up. These, well, don't twist them up too much, because when you're actually applying them on, the nib will break. So I'm just going to bring it back maybe just to here. And this is also ideal for creating tiny little hair strokes all along your eyebrow in a good colour. I love this one because at the back of it, it's got a spoolie so that you can actually put your eyebrow hairs into place. And if you are a powder and wax type of girl, I'm not affiliated with these, with Boots or any, I'm not affiliated with anybody. I found this actually in Boots MUA Professional, which I absolutely loved, because it's got a light colour for the blondes, it's got a dark colour for the brunettes, and it's got a wax to actually keep the product in place. And inside of it, it's actually got a angled brush, and it's also got another brush that you, if you wanted to use the powder as eyeshadow, you could. But here's the beauty for me, is that it's also got a clear mascara. So if you're a clear mascara kind of person, that you can actually brush your eyebrows into place, and they're not going to move all day long. I love that. And obviously the angled brush, this little thing is inside in your kit so that it's thrown into your handbag and it's a disposable. But I use an angled brush here in my clinic all the time. This is the one that I use at home. And an angled brush is very important, that it's cleaned every day and brought into a point. Look how thin that point is. So you can actually put your brush into your product, then into the wax, and then because it's so thin, the angle brush is so thin that it actually pushes brush strokes through your eyebrows, that it actually looks like microblading. That's if you pull the brush sufficiently together with the wax, because that'll actually keep it in place. I'm going to show you how it'll create a gorgeous hair stroke for you. So here you go. I'm going to use the back of my hand. So I've put some product and wax on, and it actually creates hair strokes. And that's because the angled brush has been squeezed into place to be so thin. There you go. I just finished it off camera there. So you can see all the little hair strokes that can be created with the brush product, powder product, and dipped into the wax as well. So that's another way that you can actually keep yourself going between now and the time you get to see us. If you don't have clear mascara at home, everybody has a spoolie, and anybody who comes to me, I always give them the spoolie that was used at their visit for them to take home with them. But you can spray it with hairspray. Just spray it. Oh, there you go. Brush your eyebrow hairs into place, and it's like hairspray for eyebrows. It keeps them in place all day long. So if you want to use one that's not a clear mascara, oftentimes clients who have very light brow hairs and they don't get a chance to get them tinted, I invariably tell them to purchase themselves an eyebrow mascara. Now this is one that's been hanging around for quite some time, and they can actually add texture to the existing eyebrow hairs that they have, and it can also temporarily cover them, like your eyelashes, of course. It coats them in a brown mascara that actually coats the eyebrow hairs and gives your eyebrows a freshness on a daily basis, that you don't have to go anything as permanent. Now, people who actually come to us or go to anywhere any beautician for their eyebrow hairs to be tinted in between visits to us, in particularly anybody who has got blonde hairs, grey hairs, red eyebrow hairs, or they've got eyebrow hairs that are just very, very light, and it adds to their microblading look. I would highly advise all of you to go online and purchase yourself a eyebrow tinting kit. At this point, you're not going to get to the beauticians in the meantime. The ones that you purchase online, they're good to go for about 3 to 4 weeks, and they're not the professional ones that we have. I use Reflectasil here, which is a professional brand. So anybody who, and here's the deal for anybody who is in the mid-treatment with us at the moment, or is waiting for their annual colour boost treatment at the moment, is to tint your eyebrows. So get yourself a kit. I don't go to the pharmacy, especially unless they do home delivery. But Boots, and I'm not affiliated with Boots, they actually have some great eyebrow tinting kits. Eyelure would be one, EYLURE, where they give you the full instructions. They give you the container to put the pigment into. They give you the developing lotion, which is peroxide. They give you the applicator, and you basically put Vaseline above and below your eyebrows, and then you put on the made up product onto your eyebrows. Usually 5 to 6 minutes is how you'd leave it on, and it gives you full instructions as to how to apply it. But we have discovered in the last number of years that any of the microblading clients, if they have their eyebrows regularly tinted, they need it or not, that it actually refreshes the eyebrow microblading area. And we think this is the reason why. Even though the tint is going on top of your skin, our eyebrow microblading was literally just under the skin, and they feel that the two meet in the middle. So there is results. There is a gorgeous freshness happens when you have an eyebrow done. We don't know why, but we can only assume that it's because the two meet in the middle and one interacts with the other in a positive way. So that may help those of you who are waiting to have your annual colour boost for when we get to reopen. This is out of our control, guys. The government haven't made any announcements, but the leak is enough to tell us that it's quite possible that we're not going to be open for months yet. But anyway, I don't want to be fatalistic, so I won't say anything until there's a government announcement made. But if you get the tinting kit, I think that's going to keep you going until you get to see me. In actual fact, you might sort of be so delighted with it that you might even be able to sort of lengthen out your visits to us in Browteak from every 12 months to maybe 15 to 18 months if the tinting works for you. I'm not saying that it will work for everybody, but I think it's worth a try. And I think those tinting kits are about 12, 13 euros approx. Try them. No harm. Okay, that's today's topic.